the Empowering You Show. This is a lively television show that is a driving force to positive transformation in every viewer's life. Our goal is simple. It is to elevate our audience members with clear, practical, helpful advice and engaging activities. We're here dedicated to sparking a journey of self-growth and empowerment, making sure each episode is a step toward professional and personal achievement. That's how we empower you on the Empowering You Show. So get ready, it's time. Yeah, we're back. It's August the 1st. Welcome to the Empowering You Show. I'm super duper excited to be here this afternoon. Yes, it is 12 noon on the East Coast and it is hot outside. But what's even hotter is our show today. I am so excited. I know I said that already. Just saying, I'm so excited to bring someone that I have come to know and dearly love to the show. But before I do that, I have to introduce somebody else that I know and I'm dearly loving. And that is the incomparable, courageous, sassy, sexy, smart Shawnee Smith.
You know, I'm digging courageous. I think I might use that for the rest of the day. In fact, I am so happy to be here. It's August the 1st.
Can you believe it's August already? Like, it's August already. Summer is officially like almost over.
No. We're not going to go there. I still have time. I still have things I got to do before the summer's over. But half of the year is gone. And I mean, it has been a ride.
It's been a roller coaster ride.
I crammed so much in the last 7 months. I can't even. I can't wait for the remainder of it. I'm just saying.
I want to hear from our audience. If you're out there, drop in the chat for us. What exciting has happened to you, for you, with you, for this first more than half of the year? We'd love to hear from you what you've experienced, because we have experienced phenomenal growth and so many wonderful things. As a matter of fact, one of the wonderful things that's happening on Monday and Tuesday this week coming up is the BOC, Business Opportunity Conference with CVMSDC. That's Carolina, Virginia Supplier Diversity Council, if you don't know what that is, affectionately known as the Council. But they are having a phenomenal conference for business owners. If you're a business owner, you need to find out about that conference. CVMSDC.org is the site. There is so much information going to be there, and the networking is going to be off the rail. So if you don't know about it, you heard it first on the Empowering You Show. Without further ado, I want to introduce our guest, because I am so honored that she took time out of her busy schedule to be with us all the way from the continent of Africa, Nigeria specifically. She is a thinking evangelist, thought transformation coach, and consultant in businesses, organizations, and for individuals. She offers thought treatments to enable and increase personal, organizational, and business return on investment. She uses her proprietary How to Think framework. She's a mental health advocate for individuals and organizations, and she works with teams to birth quick and powerful pieces in their return on investments and return on intention. She's a senior executive in boards and C-suite, where she engenders cohesion of right thinking. This takes the organizations to the next level and in the right direction. Help me welcome my sister, Kemi Oshala.
I apologize. Bear with me.
You are so good. Are you
I
using your
do.
phone?
I'm using my phone because something there's a glitch on my laptop. So you want me to turn it?
Let's see if it. There you go.
No, I don't know where to look. Looking directly at you, but my camera is on this side. So what am I looking at? I'm looking at the camera now. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, can you hear echoing?
I can hear a lot of echoing. Yes.
Oh, this is not good.
Is that me?
No, it was before you got here, but we're going to go on and hopefully people can understand what we're talking about. I know that this is a difficult time for you, and I am. What I'm going to do is, there you go, Shawnee. We're going to, as each of us talk, we're going to mute our mics. That's going to help. So if I'm talking, you guys mute. If you're talking, I'm going to mute. Okay. So that's going to eliminate our. That sounds really good right now for me. So let's get into it. First of all, without any other ado, I need to say thank you so much, Kimmy, for agreeing to be on the show with us. I know you just, your mother just transitioned. I don't like to say the word loss because we know where she is. Okay. I like to say transition. I know your mother transitioned and this is a difficult time for you. So I want to thank you so much. And I also want to offer condolences from my heart to your family and especially to you. I know you and I had a conversation not too long ago about what that looks like. Do you feel like talking about it at all?
Yeah, why not? Like I said to you yesterday, thank you so much for having me here again. You've invited me to do something I enjoy. Um, yeah, like I said to you yesterday, I didn't expect to be hit the way I was when she went. All I asked God for was, I don't want to wake up and she's gone. I want to be with her as she's going. And he did that for me. So I was with her. If I asked the same thing for my dad and I was with him. So um, I'm really grateful for that because I wouldn't have wanted to not be there. But I remember as she was going, as she was breathing her last, and I remember just being there, just sitting there, caressing her and looking at her. And it was almost like she was fighting to stay. And I heard myself say, it's okay, mom. You know, it's okay. You've done a great job. You've brought all four of us up so well. It's okay. And then I was a bit confused. Like, I don't think it was confusion. I think it was, what am I supposed to do now? Is this how it works? Like, I've never been beside someone who is transitioning. And I was like, so anyway, I just waited. She took a breath. It was a steady decline every day, every day. So I had to come sleep downstairs in the living room because the bedroom is just the the only room downstairs is just out of the living room. So I would wake up in the middle of the night to check. Anyway, as she was going, I I noticed when I woke up that her breathing was different. So I would usually go and work out and I walk past her window. So I came back in, called my brother. He said, yeah, we don't know he's a doctor. He said, we don't know how the elderly, what they show. So it could be anything. And he had just come back from a workout. So he went to shower. And a friend, and a former nurse, arrived. And I said, oh, come and see what. She said, yeah, it looks as if we're in the last minutes. So I stayed. And then she took one breath. And I thought she had gone, but she hadn't. And she took another breath and another, and then she rested. The only way I can say is that's the only way I can describe it, as in she rested. Because it was like her whole body just went, and you wouldn't know that you're constantly on the move till you see someone go, everything, eyes, body, every part of her just went. And that was that. I remember when her body was being taken because she was no longer there. It was her body. And I realized that, I remember that. So that helped me to know that this person is just the casing that's here. the person is no longer here. So, and I know that person is a spirit somewhere around me in heaven, but that spirit is everywhere. She's wherever she wants to be now. But that person I'm looking at and that person I'm touching is no longer there. That really, really helped me. I was grateful that I realized and remembered that. And when they came to pick her up, about it was almost 3 hours before they came. I kept going in there to look at her, kept going in there to look at her. I didn't cover her face. I kept going in there to look at her. And then they came in, these two gentlemen came in and they said, gosh, she looks like she's just asleep. And I said nothing. I just said, yeah, okay. I just nodded my head and went with them to the morgue and came back. Today, I am feeling a bit funny. It's almost as if she just died today. Maybe because I was feeling unwell yesterday. So I have this feeling last night. I have this feeling in my body of the way I felt when she had died, and we had to go through all the planning and arranging and talking to all kinds of people and my three siblings, and I am the third. So my two senior brothers were doing, and I had to do this, my sister had to do that. And it was so much for me. I fell ill, but I was still walking, but I couldn't move fast. I couldn't do anything quickly. So I was emotionally drained, physically drained, mentally drained. I was drained. So if anyone said, do this, I would just look at them. I couldn't jump, run. I was just chilled out, you know. And that's how I feel a bit like that today, just calm and different. I feel different today. It just reminds me of then. And I keep looking to my left, maybe you're right, because I'm looking at her door where she was. And other people have, at least my sister stayed there when she came down for the burial. And other things have happened. I've gone in there, cleaned, washed, whatever. And I still look there like she's still she's still there. But
for a
I
while.
think, yeah, you said so. I think it's therapeutic somewhat, but I am feeling much better about the whole thing because I've been able to rest. I really needed the physical rest and the quietness. One thing I realized I didn't need, want, desire, not that anybody ever does, is anyone saying anything that wasn't cute, that wasn't beautiful, that wasn't gentle, that wasn't, someone tried like, get out. And I thought I just shut him out. I didn't respond to anything. I didn't. And a few days later, I think he called and I said, uh-huh. He said, oh, you ghosted me. I said, I didn't ghost him. I don't ghost people. He said, well, I told you to rest. I said, the way you said it was wrong. Right now, I need TLC. Any of my friends, everyone knows, right now, I don't need anything that would jar me. So don't do that. In fact, since I separated in 2006, I cannot do fights. It's like I became a new person. I cannot do fights and punching and words and exchanging and being nasty. I'll run in the other direction. I'll apologize, even if you did something to me. But peace is my newest best friend.
Yeah,
Peace.
peace is priceless.
Yes, I'm grateful for that.
Go ahead,
Thank you for
Shani.
allowing me to talk about it.
It really is. And I also sending my condolences. I understand because my mom was in hospice for probably I think it was 12 days. So I understand the decline, but she also had dementia, so it had been like an 8-year transition to that. But peace is everything, and you don't even realize how big it is until you get a taste of it. And once you get a taste of it, you're like, oh no, this is mine. I claim it. No one can ever take this again. Like the boundaries are so solid that nope. In fact, I like to say, not my monkey, not my circus, or God get your kids, something. But what we're not doing is that. So I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that experience with us. And I pray that somebody is listening to understand, what it can be like to deal with that.
I'm so happy to hear Shani share the experience. I unfortunately, or fortunately, as the case may be, cannot relate to either of your experiences right now. And so what I said to you, Kemi, yesterday when we talked was, Kemi said that she didn't think she would react the way she did. She didn't think she would miss her mom the way she did because she was there every day. I said, oh, no, 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 my sweet. You have every right. And it's going to be a miss, a strong miss. And I say the same thing about my own mom. She's really never heard me say what I'm about to say. But Kemi said to me yesterday when I said, I'm going to miss my mother so, so much that I almost wish, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I almost wish that I leave before she leaves. And Kemi said, oh my God, why would you say that? She's going to miss you terribly if that happens. Why are you saying that? I said, because I would rather not have that pain, because I already know where I'm going to be. Kemi, you expressed it so magnificently. I felt every word. I felt every moment that you were describing. And we didn't say that this is what we were going to talk about, but I know that when God leads the conversation, that somebody listening to this, whether they're listening to it live or whether they're listening to it later, it's going to bless someone, because we don't, as a community, talk about death. We don't, because it's hurtful and it's unknown and all of those things. But one of the things you said, Kemi, that was so, so powerful. You said many things, by the way, make no mistake. But one of the things that you said that was so, so powerful is that you realized when you saw the breath leave, that now she herself is no longer there. And that's powerful, especially for those of us of faith, to know that we have the breath of God. And when God's breath is taken back, it's taken back to him. The rest of it is just a spirit that was inside of a fleshly vessel. The flesh is still there, but the spirit is gone. And if we can remember that, especially as people of faith, then we can be an encouragement and a blessing to other people. Now, let's switch the gears. We are here to talk to, and again, I am applauding you for being here and applauding you in all of what's happened. Peace is priceless. Let's put that on a moniker. Let's put that on a billboard. Peace is priceless. Well, we're going to talk about how to have peace transition in your mind. That Coach Kemi coaches people through their stinking thinking so that they can get to a place where they can have and do everything that God intended. Let's talk about that, Kemi.
So where do I start? I have grown since the last time I was on your show. So I've grown in terms of I'm a lot more sensitive to people who have stinking thinking, but I'm also a lot more, I'm like a woman who has gone to war and I'm going to take the spoil. I'm like a part of David's army and we're going to take back our wives and our children. I am not coming back empty-handed. That's not an option. But I'm also sensitive to the fact that a person can have stinking thinking. I have stinking thinking. I thought of a statement today. I forgot to put it on Facebook. Just because I teach it does not mean I've got it solid. That's what I was going to write. Because many people seem to think, oh, she's got it. Yeah, she doesn't. But I can, my stinking thinking stinks more than anyone else's. That's what I tend to say. And I believe it. Because I know what I know and I'm learning, but it's terrible when I sink into it.
Just because we teach doesn't mean the lessons are not for us, right? And so I love that you admitted that publicly and people understand just because I teach you how to communicate better Just because I teach you leadership skills doesn't mean I don't still need work.
Yep.
So talk to us. You said, I said stinking thinking, you said thinking thinking. Talk about what that is and how you help people navigate through.
So let's look at it this way. You've got a slice of bread and you put it on the table. Day one, two, three, four, and maybe there's a bit of moisture. You know what happens if you don't touch it for 21 days, 30 days? It's going to start to grow mold, and if you leave it long enough, it will begin to stink. That's what our thoughts are like. When, if you've taken that slice of bread, you take in 3 slices out, you just wanted 2, you didn't return it. You didn't put it where it should be so it could thrive, so it could keep going. You did not collect your thoughts, put yourself in order. They're yours, they're in your control. No one else is going to do that for you. And you can't see someone's thoughts. You can see what they have thought by how they behave, because as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So we see your character, we see your behavior. However, we cannot see the thought. That's totally in your control, not in God's control, not in the devil's control, not in your village people's control, as my people say, in your control, because you refuse to be determined. You want to get something, someone pulls it away from you, you get an announcement from the government that, we're not allowing this anymore, and you've put all this money into it and it's dashed, and you get dashed with it. You begin to think, oh God, I can't do this. Oh, you've got to rein yourself in with your thought, not rein with your doing. Forget the doing. That's the least of what you need to do. Is your thoughts that you need to gather, because you did not put your thoughts back in the fridge. You did not put your thoughts back in the place where it will thrive. You did not bring yourself to, through your thoughts, to do what you should do. You begin to stink. Oh, it won't happen. No, I'll never get it. It's a thought. Oh, let me just aim for this. Let me just aim this low, just in case I don't want to go too high. So let me just aim. Who told you you can't go that high? I've also become a lot more audacious, and I don't know risk. There's no such thing for me, because as a man thinks in his heart, so you see, it is such a powerful principle. And as principles go, they are what they are. You can't change them. Just because I do not see gravity does not mean if I go to the top of a house and jump, gravity is not working. Or maybe I'm unaware of gravity, or I'm not knowledgeable enough. Gravity is going to work. So it's the same. Just because I don't see a thought and it's never worked for me, it's just so irrelevant. It's just absolute nonsense. You've got to rein yourself in through your thinking. The world is declining. And so one question I ask is, oh, there's economic upheaval all across the globe. I say, where did the money go? Did it leave the earth? Did it go hidden somewhere? Somebody,
Kemi, that is so good. Did it leave the earth?
This is the Kemi I know. Okay. Yes, you are more audacious. Yes, yes.
And I love that audacity. I love your audaciousness. You started a tribe, the Audacious Tribe. And I don't know, I don't think I've been invited lately. I don't know, did I do some stinking thinking or something? What's happening?
Yeah, there has been some stinking thinking there for me. So after mom, she's transitioned, quite a few doors have opened. Not because someone opened them, but all of a sudden, everything that looked like, oh, how will I do this? Just, shh, it's easy. It's so easy now that clients are coming to me. I'm not going to there. It's just easy. I can see not how the future will unfold, but that I can step into the boardroom now. I can write to universities and say to them, and I called one today, you don't have how to think in your curriculum, you need it, and I'll create it for you. I want to teach it to your students. And I said, so who do I speak to? And they gave me the email. All those things never used to happen before, because bottom line, if you don't get it done, it's not going to get done. And yesterday is gone. Now I understand what it means. There is a time for everything.
Come
I
on.
never understood it. You need to not live in this material world just because you have the flesh. It says to be carnally minded. That's not just lust, that just to be natural. Oh my God, I need some petroleum jelly. I don't have any. Oh, we don't have petroleum jelly. Create it without stress and peacefully. Simply think on it and do not switch from that thought until it is manifest. Look, we need to stop repeating law of attraction. Oh, that thing's so good. Oh, that has value. Let's set our goals. How many meetings are you going to go to? And before you begin to do all these things you've been learning, when are you going to raise your prices? I've learned something about that as well. That when you lower your prices so that they can buy, you're talking to the wrong people. There are
Oh,
people, when you use your prices, they will not think twice. How much did you say it is? Okay, where can I pay?
stop
Where
right
can
there.
I
Woo! Stop right there. Kemi, if you didn't hit me dead in the head, dead in the forehead with that statement, bing bang, because we have the Sisters Inspire Sisters event coming up in October.
pay?
And I talked to my coach and I said, well, maybe the price. She said, you're hosting a 3-day event. People should be clamoring to come to what you offer, because she came last year. And she said, and if they're not, you're talking to the wrong people. And you came right back today to say the same thing. And you have confirmed that what I have been doing lately is thinking what I want to happen. It is not my assignment to make it happen. It's my
Correct.
assignment to think about what I want and see it, not just think it. See it, believe it, know it, speak it, ask God for it, because He said, ask and it will be given.
And have the faith to know it's coming.
With expectation. That's the thing we miss. That's the part we miss. I ask God, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Do you know the same God we know? He said He has a cattle on 1,000 hills. He is the one that created all of it. And if anybody got it, okay. I'm off my soapbox now, Kimmy. I just had to chime in. I had to give you the little amen and amen coin.
Please do chime in. I have also understood something about gratitude. You know, people and their gratitude journal. And I just hated it. The same way I hated affirmations. There was something always missing for me. And I used to say to myself, you know, you're not the only one in the world. Everybody's doing affirmations. Everybody's doing that. Everybody's doing vision boarding. Why don't you like it? You should like it. It is working for some people. They're making money and they're building houses and they're helping villages and they're rebuilding cities and whatever. And it's the same with the gratitude journal. Oh, big, have some gratitude. I said there was something more in all these things that I knew there was something more, but I didn't know what it was. Now, with regards to gratitude, once you learn how to live in the spirit and walk in the spirit and think, therefore, spiritually, you will have gratitude. It's automatic. Why? Because the law, you can't do anything about the laws in the universe, like the law of gravity. If you think, Galatians 5:25 says, if we live in the spirit, let us also walk in the spirit. To be carnally minded is death, to be spiritually minded is a life and peace. The Bible holds brand new meaning for me now. Brand new meaning. So that and that walk means it's a military term. And I wondered why? Why is it military? Because you're in the flesh, and the flesh wants what the flesh wants. It's not spiritual stuff that the flesh wants. The flesh wants carnal things. It wants food, it wants sex. All those things are good. It wants water. Your spirit doesn't need any of that. And the amazing thing about spirit is Genesis 1 He created us in his image and after his likeness. What or who is God? He's spirit. He's not flesh. He's spirit. So when he created us, he created spirits. It was in chapter 2 of Genesis. It says, and God created them in his own image in Genesis 1. And God formed man. I said, what are you forming? You've just created us. There's nothing to form again. We are here. And then I realized he formed us. He put a body, the flesh, from the dust of the ground. So you go and check a grave, everything disintegrates back to dust. So we are dust walking about. This is dust. The real you is your spirit. That never turns to dust. That turns to, for want of another expression, God, but you are God. He says, ye are gods. You can't be in the image and likeness of spirit and be anything else. You can't be anything else. But we do not live at that level. That's natural. We call it, oh, it's a miracle. It's not a miracle. It's normalcy. It's normalcy. For you to think a thing and be, I mean, think about it. You just sit quietly. You think something it is. How do you just, but people don't believe it. They want you to have to go and do something. You have to take a book. You have to take a this. Those are carnal, material, physical things. They are temporary. You deal in the realm of not the permanent, but the eternal, where it can't be erased, where it can't be pushed off, where you are immovable. When you say you want it and they say it can't happen, you are immovable. Therefore, you can be grateful because you know without fail it will happen. It can take 10 years, 10 days, 10 seconds. I don't care. That, frankly, is not my business. That's spirit stuff. And since I am God, it must happen. It must happen. Why will it not happen now? The only way it won't happen is similar to a potential client send me a message, a few today, and oh, want to get on your program? Oh, okay, this is the price. And you could see the energy go, oh, I guess I don't have it. I don't have it now. There's a lot on my plate. Oh, not one, not two. I think 3 or 4 of them. I got on the phone, on WhatsApp. I said, can you take a voice note? Yes. I said, you came into my DM and you're typing, oh, I need to work with you. I need you. You didn't say how much it is, but what was on your mind was, I need you to help me increase my prices. I don't even know how to earn money. One said, I don't even know how to earn money, and this is what I'm doing. And each one of them doing powerful stuff. But Lord, their level standards and their you value. And I said, do you know that you came in with all this energy? Meaning the thinking, the determination, and then as soon as I said, this is how much it is, I can't do it. I said, what happened? I said, you've thrown it away. That determination is not there anymore. Of course you are going to lose it. It's not by prayer and supplication that a man is. You pray your think. You don't think your pray. You pray your think. The thinking must come before the prayer. That's how God made the world. He created the heavens and the earth. The earth, not the heavens, was without form and void. It was empty. It was chaotic. And the Spirit of God moved over the face of the waters. It's your spirit. That's why I said think spiritually. It's your spirit that's moved over the chaotic mess in any aspect of your life. And you see how you want it to be. That's what God did. And then he said, let there be light. He saw the light of the day. He saw the light of the sun. He saw what the stars would look like. He knew what the time difference would be like in the US, in different parts of the states, what it would look like in the different parts of the continent of Africa, what would be in the UK. God saw everything in technicolor detail. And the Bible says, and he looked to see if it was good. You also, once you've seen what you want, you cannot see what you have not seen. If you have not seen it in the realm of the spirit, forget it. You are not going to see it here. You're going to hold something fake. And some of us are happy with it. Oh, at least I asked for $1 billion, but at least I got 100,000. How dare you, a God, settle? Even the lion in the jungle does not settle. And you settle. How dare you settle? And you sell yourself short. You need to sit in a room and give yourself a slap. Take your eyes, face again, slap it, shake yourself up, stand on your head, do something, and say, wake up. Because life is not waiting for you. Life is not people with the money. They're not coming to look for you. You show up and you say, this is Kemi Oyeshala. This is what I can do for you. Take it or leave it. Oh, what else can you do? This and that. How much will it cost? $1.5 million. Pardon? $1.5 million.
Without batting an eye.
By the time you show up like that and you're saying 1.5 million, like, who are you? Where did you come from? They want to check you out some more. And they're not looking at what you've written. All they keep hearing is the way she showed up, the confidence with which she spoke, the way she said, this is what I can do for you. Have you done it before? Well, not for you in particular. I've done it for me. I've done it for a few people. I'm about to work with this organization. You don't have to pay me 1.5 million, because if you don't, then you don't need what I have. It's that simple. Because this works whether you know Jesus or not. All these wonderful, oh, I'm a Christian. Look at you. Some of the poorest communities in the world are Christian. So don't talk. Let me get off my soapbox.
Woo! You said it. Listen. I can't wait to rewatch this show. And if you're watching right now live, make sure you put it on replay, okay? Because if you didn't hear that, oh baby, you said a word. I'm so excited. Whew. I can't even put it together.
Let me tell you, Coach Kimmy, from being quiet, from getting together with your peace, you and your peace, from talking to you and our God, beyond the audacious, beyond the bold, you have a conviction that we all need to have. Now, does that mean that sometimes you go down into that place that we call the pity party? Yes, it means that. But we don't stay as long as we used to. Because we used to stay down there a long time. But now you have breathed life into this show. You have breathed life into my co-host. You have breathed life into me. You have breathed life into Mama. Mama's over there clapping her hands. Let me tell you what. You are the epitome of what we need today. More like us. And I want to transition again and talk about that same audacity, that same audaciousness and boldness that women on the continent are surging now with. There was so long that they were not standing up, just like here. Talk to us some. I've seen some posts that you've posted that were reposted about some women who are taking charge, who are stepping into leadership roles. Are you feeling a shift in the atmosphere among our sisters on the continent? Talk to me about that.
I am feeling the shift. I was in the Pan-African Summit yesterday. Dr. Louisa leads, and she brings in female leaders from different parts of Africa who are in government leading, not just leading of farmers, in government. Some of them do lead businesses, but most of them are in government. And all these women came, they were listening, and oh yeah, oh, we need to step up. You know how people just type things. I said, hello, ladies. I wasn't speaking, but in my mind, I was like, hello, you have heard this before. Why haven't you stepped up? First thing, when you step up and you occupy the position, how come you are not sustained there? How come you don't stay there? Because there's I'm doing my PhD in exactly this, and with Black women, and the narrative or the research tells us that if a company is failing, they remove the white CEO and they put a Black female CEO to come and deal with the mess. And when the mess is not being dealt with, they remove her or she resigns or something, and they bring in, then there's called the savior effect. They bring in a white man. I said, what nonsense. Why? So do you go in there knowing the company is failing? Do you go in there to fail? There is a way to think about it. There is a way. If you walk in there with failure on your own, well, you know what the research says, that one has failed, that one has been removed, this one, is going to happen to me. What nonsense. The problem with Black women in leadership is they don't go there to stay there. They go there to pass through. Oh, I've got my, I'm building my chair. I'm building the table. It's about time we build edifices. The table, the chair, what's that? That's small. Your son can build the table and the chair. Get in and build edifices. Raise your sights, woman. Raise it. Black woman especially. Raise it. Quit building tables and chairs. We're done with that. That's why they can remove us. But when you build an edifice, even the men will come and stand at attention like, who is this woman? Like, hello. Once you, and we have what it takes. A woman can be grinning at you and smiling and being labor. And then when the contracts are gone, then she comes back. Yeah, as we were saying, it's the way we are made. So we can stand up and say what we need to say. Do what we need to do. It's not because you know what it will look like in the future, but because you know how you are thinking about it. That is what it will look like. And don't forget, God says he's able to do exceeding abundantly above all you can think, ask, or even imagine. So your think and your ask are less than his exceeding abundantly above. They're still less because he's going to top whatever you think and whatever you ask. So the higher it is, the more. And then people say, oh, that's a miracle. You just realize that ye are gods, and that with God all things are possible. Which God? You and God. God. He is in you. You are the temple. You know temples? Like you are the tent. You are the tabernacle. All those things are buildings. Do you get to a tent? Maybe you go hiking and you all have your tents up and all that stuff. Do you go and hug the tent, or do you hug who is in the tent? Do you talk to the tent, or do you talk to who's in the tent? Do you look for who's in the tent? Where's the door? You pull down the zip or whatever it is. And you say, oh, where are you? Hi, how are you? You don't now leave them, go out of the tent and turn around to the tent. Buy tent. That's what many of us are doing. You're not looking at the real person. You are unaware of what you have. You are unaware of who you are. If you knew who you were, and there were at least 10 of us walking about in just our little area, our little community, there are another 10. This whole entire world will change. So I've come with the national thinking strategy. Specific is a national thinking strategy for Nigeria, and then take it into Africa and the rest of the world. There is a way leaders think. Leaders understand that, albeit they are leaders, they are servants, because leadership is servanthood, and there are two legs. Leadership is servanthood, and leadership is, oh my goodness, what's the second leg? That's what the national thinking strategy is about. You are a servant. Servants are not, oh, I don't care. Well, we're having some protests in Nigeria as I speak, in Lagos, different parts of Nigeria as I speak, and the police are everywhere, and there's been people are looting, and bad things have been happening. I haven't heard anyone's died, but bad things have been happening started today. And I'm looking around and saying, what's up with these leaders? Because they don't know how to think. They don't think right. When we say righteous, people become religious. It's the same word, right? Righteous is the same word. Don't be religious. There is a way to think right. Leadership is servanthood, and leadership is, there's a second one, I'll get it. But we need to wake up and learn how the fine art, and there is a science to it as well, of how to think. Thinking is deep. Meditation is deep thinking. You don't think on the surface, oh, if I add this money plus this, no. If you work your whole life, you won't get the amount of money you really want to change lives, to be able to fly someone from here to here, to be able to get 1,000 children, hire 20 planes, put them in it, take them on holiday, bring them back, all expenses paid. You can't do it consistently. You've got to be in a place where you live in the supernatural. You don't live in the natural. The natural cannot help you. This Vaseline top will finish. We want the one where it can't finish. We want the one where we create more. We do it stressless. We want to enter into leadership and say, we'll fix this. You come alongside me. You come alongside me. We'll fix this. That's who a black woman leader, a white woman leader too. But that's how to lead.
When are you coming to the United States? That's what I want to know.
Say that again.
I said, when are you coming to the United States? We
When do
need
you?
Kevin. We need you coming.
October 25th and 27th.
Of what month?
October.
Oh, okay. I'll look at those dates because I know I'm going to be in the UK in that month. But I'll look at those dates. I'll see what I can do. And I'll come back direct to you. I'll let you know.
Because that fire that you have not in your heart, in your soul, is the fire that we are looking for. That is the fire that we need. Mm-hmm. That is the fire that we deserve to have. And as we talk about how we think, do you know that's all I've been studying for the past several months?
Oh, wow.
And for you to show up here, thank you, Father, to let me know confirmation of where I'm going and what I'm doing so that I can be a more bodacious and bold and powerful person to draw those who need to elevate their thinking. And just this minute, just this instant, it occurred to me why the enemy came against me like a flood. Because he sees the power that God is giving us. He sees, and his job is to deter, distract. As my friend Pamela D. Marshall can say, he's got 3 little pitiful things on his resume: steal, kill, and destroy. That's all he got. That's all. That's it. That's all. But he uses our family members to put thoughts, to help us place thoughts that we're not enough, that we're not good, that God's not there. And unless and until we change how we think, we'll stay stuck in those places that are beneath where we're supposed to be. I have quoted that scripture this week at least 3 times. One of my favorites, Ephesians 3:20. Now unto who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we could ask or think. I got some great thoughts and some high thoughts, some big things. And if I just could remember that, even how great I think it is, or how big and bodacious it might seem to somebody else, the God we serve thinks greater and bigger. His thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. He's higher than I. If we can just get to that place, I want to mention a comment that's out there right now from our producer. The craziness Kamala had to face from Trump about DEI hire and trying to attack her for just no turning black. She was always he's saying just now turning black. Kamala didn't just turn black. She's always, I said I wasn't going to touch politics today.
Touch it.
I'll touch it today. We have that for a whole nother show. But we are doing an event in October that you would be more than welcome to come to and attend. We would love to have you, if it is in your schedule, to be there. October 25th, 26th, and 27th in the beautiful city of Ocean City, Maryland. We will have all kinds of strategies, techniques, and tips on how to level up your life, and thinking has got to be at the top. What's your thought about women coming together in this powerful session to come learn, grow, network, and experience sharing like we shared today? Do you have some other ideas that you might impart upon this conference?
Yes, one thing I would like conferences to include is people call it a workshop. No. And I want you to charge for it. I want you to have a group on every single day of the conference where they're going to implement immediately what they have heard. Immediately. There in the conference. So maybe you have 3 speakers one day, lunch, whatever, 2 more speakers later. Then they gather in a room. You don't make it easy. Where everybody's gone. They a group of people, they register for that specifically. We're going to take you into a room. You're going to have your project, that which you actually want to implement today. It might be I've needed to raise my prices for so long. I actually want to talk to Fortune 500 CEOs. I want to coach them. It could be I actually want to start my business. I want to buy. I don't, whatever it is. Now, what's the first thing we need to do? You'll get them in that room, and you probably will not take, depending on how many facilitators you can get, not too many, 1 facilitator per 5 people. So maybe you take 20, 25, or even 10, 5 here, 5 there. So and you provide the telephone, well, they'll have their phone numbers. Even if the offices are closed, call, leave a message. Everybody comes with their laptop. There's Wi-Fi access. Who do you need to email now? How many? Tomorrow we carry on. Have you got result? Have you got responses? Did you check whether there are shops going for hire on that road that you want to open? Because women just go home. They hear, honestly, if we were to sell the number of conferences we've been to and we've done nothing, we'll be billionaires. Billionaires. We do nada. Get up. I talked to one person, 10 people, and we have enough books we've read that give us the step by step. We don't follow it. We don't follow it. We don't follow it. I just did a 5-day webinar series. I called it Turning 60. And I invited people. It took me less than 7 days, and just call this friend, let's do this. And we did. There's somebody called John Obidi. Nigerians love John Obidi. He's my junior brother. He's my junior brother. Different mom, same dad. And I'd uploaded the series, and I looked on today and I saw 143 people had watched it. I looked at day 2, 3, he was day 1, day 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I just uploaded 5 today, the 5th day today. There was like 43 views on 121, then I think one had 1 digit. I said, what is this? And I was livid. You are excited about John Obidi. There are thousands of people that follow this young man. But how many of you in percentage have done what he's done or used what he has taught you? You just make, and you watch it. You are there live. Now you are watching the recording. What difference has it made in your life? Why? I'm fed up of it. So you're not going to get many people who will be ready to implement it and pay for it. You won't. You probably get 5, 10. And you say, if you come in there's no refund. All this refund stuff, I don't do guarantees. Me, I've never guaranteed you money back. I've done my job. I've said you to go and think, and your brain is not sweating. Mine has sweat, and I give you your money back. You're joking. You're paying for my sweaty brain, and I'm not giving it back to you. I didn't work. That's your thinking. That's why it didn't work for you. So you better get your brain sweaty, because you ain't getting nada. Neither am I giving you a guarantee or give them. I'm not giving you guarantees. Your guarantee is within you. That when you step up, you are big enough and bold enough and audacious enough for this to work. It will work. It has no choice but to work. I'm the one showing up. You must work. That's your guarantee. You are your guarantee. How can I be guaranteeing you if you use it for 3 days? What's that? If you use it for 1 week, you can get your money back. I'm not giving you your money back. God, sue me. But if you have that guarantee, that's telling you it might fail. You might fail.
Yeah.
So care, so you don't feel too bad. Take your money that you're producing and creating and recreating.
You have said a mouthful right there, and I love that idea. We are definitely going to implement. That is classic. We have come to an entire hour, Coach Kimmy. Do you realize we have come to an entire hour?
It
I'm
feels
gonna
like
give
10 minutes.
huh?
It feels like 10 minutes.
I'm going to give you the last outtake, Shani, before I have my comments and give Kemi her chance to have the last and final say. What do you got, Shani?
What I have is that this was the most powerful show that we have had. I'm going to say this was even more powerful than the last time we had you on. So it is so evident that the piece that you have claimed through this transition of your mom, through finding out even more who you are, out of taking that bread off the counter before it starts to stink and stick it in the toaster, stick it on whatever, and get that thing cooking. Whatever that is, I love it. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it. I love it. I don't even know what to say. I might have to email you later and say how this has impacted me, but oh my God, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I echo Shani's comments. This has been one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful session that we've had. And what a great way to start back up for the fall. This is our first session from the summer. We took July off and you were our first guest. And so I'm so grateful for this power that you brought to the Empowering You show. If you didn't get to see it, please check it out on replay. Coach Kemi brought the fire down. She is going to be at the Sisters Inspire Sisters to Advance event in October 25, 26, 27. I'm claiming it, believing it, anticipating it. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know where. That's not my business. I am believing it and expecting it with expectation. I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And a quick story we have, I'm going to give you the last couple of minutes to say whatever you want to say to the audience, because you know what time it is. It's time for us to get out of here. The Wall Street hackers are next. But Kemi and I met really, really briefly. We met some time ago now through a young man, Otis Toba. And both of us were admonishing him at the same time. But the way God brought us together and we feel like we have known each other forever is nothing short of a miraculous divine connection. And so I am so grateful to the Lord to know you and to love on you. And my heart is still going out for you on the passing of your mom. You have the final say on this show. What would you like to tell our audience and how can we reach out to you?
You can reach out to me on Instagram, How to Think with the number 2 is one word, How to Think, or my full name on Facebook, Kemi Oyeshola, Oyesola. That's my surname, Kemi, Kemi. What I'd like to say is that you are more than you see. Don't start thinking on a dream and give up on it. Never. If you've done that over and over again, just stop. All I need you to do is put 2 minutes on your phone, a timer. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and see what you desire in full technicolor detail. Go on the journey wherever it takes you, and it will always take you to a good place, always. And once your alarm goes off, your timer goes off at 2 minutes, write down all that you saw, all of it, and do it every day. You don't have to show up, but don't you ever give up on your dream, because your dream is in you to serve others. That means if you are not doing you, then others are suffering. That's what it says in Proverbs 11:23 or somewhere like that. It says, he who has corn to sell and does not sell it, the people shall curse him. But he who sells it, the people shall bless him. Let people bless you. Don't be cursed. God bless you. Thank you.
Whew, with that, we are out of here. You know what time it is. It's time for you to step into your greatness. Think about what you want to be and where you want to go, because someone is waiting for you. That's our show. Thank you. Hang out with me for a minute, Kemi, if you can, in the green room. We want to talk to you real quick. Mark, we're out of here.